Hello, everyone. We are back for the grand finals of this tournament. Spawning down in the bottom left on Royal Blood, it is GuMiho in the red. And his opponent, spawning up at the top right, it is for Basilisk Serral, the finisher. And he is going for an extractor trick 15 hatch. All right. Pretty nifty. Pretty nifty if you ask me. And yeah, that's going to be pretty cool. Pretty cool indeed. All right, now, what have we got on the docket between these two players? I mean, there is going to be a lot of opportunity, I think. A lot of opportunity for both players to kind of come at each other with some very nifty stuff. I mean, Serral already going for this extractor trick 15 hatch play, this Eric opener that has become rather common in general, and has been a pretty cool setup, pretty cool innovation in terms of Zerg's play, in terms of what Zergs are doing in general. By the way, nice job from Serral with the triple stacking on these drones to make sure he gets a little bit of extra value. There we go, as his hatch is about to complete. Sends those drones to the natural. Just make sure he gets as much value out of them as possible. But he's opening up gasless for the first little bit. That is quite different. That is a little bit different here. Now, this has a couple of benefits. One, of course, you just get a better economy. But two, you also are a little bit safer against proxies. Now, Serral is going to see that there is no proxy here. He's going to be able to figure that out, well, with that first Overlord. GuMiho's first Reaper going to move forward. Going to try and find a little bit of value. But the beauty of this setup is that you can delay your links. Because you get the queens out so much faster than normal, Serral will be able to get a quick morph right here. Double injet coming on down. 2 more queens, and he's still playing gasless. This is an old school Spanishiwa build. Meanwhile, Marine on the other side of the map. Oh, it's going to get jumped. This is huge. If he loses this Marine, oh my goodness, this is going to be really rough already. GuMiho going to have the command center delayed for a little bit, but some nice SCV micro. The fact that he killed one of the Lings means that it will survive. Still, losing that first Marine means that Serral may just be able to get a very quick scout into the main base with his first Overlord if he is so inclined, but he might just choose not to do so. And in fact, GuMiho is building Marines behind this, so I kind of like that in this scenario from Gumi, because the chance of a scout coming in is reasonably high. Serral has gotten his first gas now. Ooh, creep tumor. Oh, it barely survived. It was on 1 HP there for a moment, but GuMiho didn't go for it. So it does survive here. We are going to see a Roach Warren coming on down as well as a second gas. Serral is definitely, I mean, his economy is off to a great start here. He's already got some nice little bit of creep in the main base. Of course, the third base was delayed, but that was on purpose by Serral. And his drone count is already cruising in this game. Now, I wonder if he's going to skip Ling speed entirely for a while. Oh, as they say that, actually, Serral is a little bit supply blocked at 52. Not a horrible block, because he's not sitting on Larva. And there we go. Ling speed will start. But I wonder if that's a fake for the Reaper's sake. Doesn't look like it. As GuMiho, if you see this, it's going to be so confusing. By the way, there's those Marines kind of coming in handy. GuMiho looks like he wants to go for a Marine drop right here. That's kind of cute. GuMiho is so good at mixing things up, and now he's going to go Hellions behind this. Oh, only sends... Oh, okay, he just wants to go hunting for the Overlord. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes a ton of sense. I actually like that a lot. Will be a very quick layer, and he did cancel Ling speed, so it was just a show for GuMiho. So Serral, over the years, he has become so much more of a complete player. Now, GuMiho is going for the Banshee here with Cloak, and I wonder if Serral is not going to be anticipating that based on what he's scouted. Yeah, no, I think he might think that this is just going to be Stim behind this. How many spores does he have? None yet. But he wouldn't need to build them for the Banshee timing anyways because it was this quick medevac. By the way, it's Cyclone Marine behind this. How many Overlords have gone down? Already, I think 2. It's funny that the battle report goes from 1 Overlord killed to 1 Overlord killed. Yeah, 3 Overlords actually. Wow. That is actually quite a bit of damage coming in from this early drop. Very nice start here for GuMiho. And GuMiho behind this has gone for a few Hellions. Serral might not be anticipating this. This is funny because it's Hellion Banshee, but like not at a timing. It's at a very off timing, so this could potentially catch Serral off guard. And we can see that there's still no spores. Okay, there's one coming up in the main base. But I don't know. There is going to be an Overseer, but it does look like it's a scouting Overseer. So the Cloaked Banshees, they could potentially get a lot of damage done. There's nothing that spots for these Hellions on the right side either. Serral doesn't see them. Where are the Banshees? Okay, they're just at home for now, but these Hellions on the right side are going to be able to get in. Will be able to find, quite an undefended mineral line. That is going to be a lot of drones going down here for Serral. GuMiho getting some great damage done with these Hellions that he built. Ooh, Transfuse saves one of the drones. And the Hellions do get cleaned up, but here comes the drop on the left side. It's going to have to lift up and get back out. Ooh, nice job from GuMiho. Barely dodges that one shot on the Cyclones. That would have been a one-shot, I think, too. So crucial that he was able to dodge that. Okay, Banshees are moving out. Look at the mules on this base. Four mules being called down at once. GuMiho on a pretty great economy here. And he's already got a second factory done. He's roaring behind this. His macro very clean behind this. Serral, he is up at 79 drones. He has added on Ling speed. He's got Roach speed. He's getting the 2 infestors, those kind of emergency infestors. Or not even emergency infestors, just benefit infestors. But we are going to be seeing, with no spore at the third base, 4 more drones going down. Serral taking way more damage from these Banshees already than you should be taking. 11 drones are going to fall. There is the Spore Crawler in the main base, and that will prevent this drone line from getting gutted, but 13 workers going down. Serral getting caught completely out by these Banshees, and it's hard to blame him. Who would ever expect Banshees in a situation like this? And the answer is, well, certainly not Serral at this point. 9 damage, apparently, according to the battle report. It's a little more than that, but GuMiho in a great spot here. He does need to start clearing some of this creep, and that's exactly what he's going to do. Behind us, Serral is still not in a terrible position. He does have Hive already basically done at 8 minutes. That is such a fast Hive timing. So he's going to be able to add on Vipers, all the additional units here that you would like. Here's those 2 infestors I was talking about. Oh, GuMiho does have these siege tanks in a really good position, but the infestors could be problems here. Oh, that's a big fungal growth. Still big siege tank shots on the roaches. Got to be careful here as Serral, and we can see that Serral really under pressure right now, adding on a bunch more Ravagers to try and hold this attack. Roaches, are they going to go? Oh, that's a lot of roaches to send across the map. So he's going to try and hold the line with Ravager Ling and use these roaches on the counterattack. Banshees, ooh, will be able to intercept them. Is there anything else for GuMiho? Yes, there are. 2 more tanks and a handful of Marines should be enough to manage this. Meanwhile, other side of the map, there's GuMiho's just chilling off creep. And now the Banshees will find some good value. Only 2 SCVs went down. Behind all this, GuMiho, he did forget his combat shields for a really long time. Oh, man, and that's going to make holding this position a little bit difficult. These Marines should have had combat shields a long time ago. But it is... Oh, man, that's going to make pushing in here kind of impossible. Did GuMiho just kill his own Marine? Yes, he did. Yes, he did. Meanwhile, oh, Ling's going to cancel on a 5th command center on location. Meanwhile, Banshees on the top side are going to kind of get dealt with here. Marines coming forward, though. 1 Banshee will go down. There's not a lot of transfuse, but they are good transfuses. Ooh, meanwhile, counterattack on the left side. Once again, will get deflected. Only 2 SCVs. Serral doesn't know about this 4th base. If he knew about it, he probably would have sent the roaches over there. But it's a planetary anyways. Ooh, great siege tank positioning on the right side here from GuMiho. We got a triple drop coming into the main base, potentially. There is only one spore for the moment, but you can see that Serral is worried about this. He's building quite a few more spores. Both players going to finish up their second set of upgrades. 2-2 for GuMiho. Ooh, Lurker is going to get transfused. Very nice. But the spore crawler in the main base getting a lot of damage done. The other 2 spores will finish up. Not able to take down the second medevac, but GuMiho will get cleaned up here in the main base. Oh, that one medevac does go down. Meanwhile, base in the middle, though, goes down. And Serral getting knocked back down to 4 bases versus a 4-base Terran. It looks like another base attempt on the bottom right was canceled by Serral. Ooh, that's a lot of Roach Ravager, but it's a lot of siege tanks in the back. This is looking very good right here for GuMiho on the push. He actually drops back into the main base. Lurker will be able to deal with this for the moment, but at the main push, oh, fungal growth and some big Lurker spines coming in on the Marauders. We'll be able to deal with this, at least for the moment. GuMiho, oh, he's got a missile turret here on the right side. I guess in case of burrowed infestors. That is pretty cute. Serral, does he realize he still doesn't know that GuMiho is actually on 4 bases already? Ooh, these Lings going to try and clear up the Marines, but they're in a good position, and there's enough Marines here to hold this spot. GuMiho, I am loving how he's playing this game so far. Nice tank position here on the high ground. He has really cramped Serral's style, but nice abduct on a couple of these tanks, and there is still Viper energy. He's got enough energy for 2 more abducts. GuMiho, once again, dropping back into the main base, but it will get deflected. Where are the medevacs? There's 5 medevacs on the field, but GuMiho's going to give up the position. He doesn't have any ghosts to contest the Vipers. They're just now getting built. If he could have gotten those out a little bit sooner, maybe he could have gotten something done, but now it's going to be Serral's turn to counterattack for the first time in this game. Ooh, that's a lot of Lurkers on the reinforcement. Adaptive Talons is about to complete. GuMiho going to try and jump this position. Oh, and he's setting up for a big flank, but Adaptive Talons just completes. Lurkers are going to burrow on up. Do you want to attack into this? Not really. Blinding Cloud is going to take 4 tanks out of the equation, and the Corrosive Files instantly kills them. Now the Vipers do go down on the trade, but that was a lot of GuMiho's momentum. That was all of GuMiho's momentum that just got absolutely taken out of his sails. And now we are going to see Lings into the natural. 7 SCVs go down. Lurkers on the 3rd base. And Serral, from a position of very significant disadvantage, will turn the game around and will take game number 1. All right, and here we go for game number 2. Spawning up at the top right. Making some really great moves, but not able to close it out. It is GuMiho in the red. And his opponent spawning down on the bottom left, taking a lot more damage in the early game than I think a lot of us expected. It is Basilisk's Serral in the blue. And this was a very interesting game. Very interesting game number 1. Serral playing the Roach Ravager Ling into Lurker. And honestly, GuMiho was in a really great position in that game. But yeah, wasn't able to close it out. I think the cancels on the bottom right side 5th base really slowed down his ghost transition. Serral, I mean, he didn't know about that 4th base. But yeah, those Lurkers. Also, the Adaptive Talons finishing when it did in the middle was a huge deal. The Adaptive Talons finishing when it did was actually just such a gigantic difference maker. Because if those Lurkers can't instantly burrow when GuMiho kind of jumped on them, GuMiho will have, another second to pre-spread his army. He gets that much closer, and maybe he just kills all 5 Lurkers before they can do anything. And then the Vipers, their Blinding Clouds are really probably not able to close on the tanks. Maybe GuMiho swamps the whole army. Additionally, that combat shields that GuMiho forgot in the mid-game really hurt him hard. Really hurt him a lot. With combat shields done, at a quicker timing, maybe he could have pushed in on that third base. Hard to say. Hard to say, but I mean, the game went the way that it did. As we get into game number 2, by the way, we do see a very quick, well, we see a command center first out of GuMiho. And that is quite interesting. Serral, he did go for 4 lings here, and that is not what you want to do against command center first. That is far from ideal. That is far from ideal. Now, Serral, he is going to, of course, send one of these lings across the map in order to scout GuMiho. He's going to be going, it looks like, CC first 2-1-1 behind this, and that's pretty nifty. It's a powerful build. Ooh, Reaper does get the interception here on this one lane. And the Zergling doesn't even get to get into the main base. Does get to see that it's a command center first, but that's not amazing information. Meanwhile, oh, it's a Hellion. Okay. So is this going to be CC? Well, it still can be CC first powered 2-on-1, but I don't think it will be. Probably still going to be a quick stim. We're gonna see here. We're gonna see here. Of course, Ancient Cistern is a map that Terran players in general are not the biggest fan of on this particular patch. In this particular map pool, there's a lot of maps that are better. I don't think it's a bad map for Terran, but I think it is definitely a map that there's many maps that they would rather play instead of this. And there we go. We got singular medevac coming on in. Very interesting. Single NG bay as well. So it's probably going to be a little bit of a 2-base play coming in from GuMiho here. Serral, for his part, he is going for... just continuing to drone up. Overlord does get picked off. The thing is, with how GuMiho plays and how he's playing so far, it's really difficult to anticipate what he is doing. He's kind of all over the place with this setup. Ling's going to try and scout in. Serral, of course, a little bit in the dark, and it will be a single medevac drop coming across the map once again. Second medevac is being produced, and now you see Hellions at the front. Once again, this is going to be a little bit confusing, and Serral, I mean, he was caught off guard by GuMiho in the first game. Ooh, GuMiho a little bit supply blocked here. Oh, looks like he had to drop a depot top hat in order to continue his production. Yeah, he certainly did. Meanwhile, Marine's going to move forward on the left side here. And Serral, he gets the Queens back in position, but it looks like GuMiho just wants to keep the medevac energy as high as possible. Third command center is on the way. But with that +1 weapons, GuMiho is going to definitely try and take some positive trades to start things off. Ooh, that's a nice little positive trade. Medevac on the map, just making things a little complicated. Meanwhile, Serral going for a quick layer. And with this, should be going for a very fast Bane speed. He's already on 2 gases, getting a third. Is he just going to go single Evo? That would be quite interesting and would actually be kind of good against what GuMiho is doing. Meanwhile, how many Overlords have gone down? 2 Overlords. So there's that one on the main base, second one going down here. Serral trying to take the south base here on the bottom side. And this, if you can control this area and kind of zone medevacs out, it keeps your main base safe kind of by default from doom drops. So that is definitely a valuable play. 3 more bears coming in for GuMiho, as well as that combat shields. This time he doesn't forget it for as long as he did in game number 1, which certainly hurt. Certainly hurt him a lot. And creep going to get cleared up on this left side. GuMiho not wanting to show these Marines, hoping to maybe draw Serral in. Meanwhile, just a scouting ling on the other side of the map. Does see the 3rd command center, I believe. I think that's the first time he sees that. And yeah, it's just single Evo chamber to start things off for Serral. Does have a second one in production, but Bane speed is, of course, such a huge upgrade for dealing with these 2 base pressures. GuMiho going to move out with a good number of siege tanks here. That's a lot of lings coming across the map from Serral, though, and that's going to make things a little bit complicated. Combat shield's about to complete. Serral. Ooh, is he going to be able to sneak in on top of the 3rd base? Scan comes in on the front line. Ooh, nice tank positioning here on the high ground. Two kills already. We do have that +1 weapons done for GuMiho, and he's going to snipe a little bit more creep. He's playing very patiently. I really like this. GuMiho, he knows that he wants this creep to dissipate as quickly as possible, but trying to force the issue beforehand is very difficult. Now, I really love that tank positioning. It is up on the high ground. Oh, we got a scouting lane going to try and sneak in here. Oh, creep tumors that Serral replaced do get taken down. And we're actually going to see a bunch of the queens getting caught out of position, not guarded by this Ling Bane. One of them does go down, and a lot of transfuse having to be used. Nice quick depot raise here from GuMiho. Serral, though, will be able to bust through. Now, Siege Tank on the high ground is going to... 2 Siege Tanks on the high ground actually going to do very well against this Ling Bane counterattack setup. Oh, man, that is really nice Siege Tank positioning. And now, during all this, GuMiho kills off the 4th base. And Serral, oh, he's going to try and jump this position. He will eventually get on top of that tank, but it's in a good position. Not a lot of surface area on it on the high ground, and the low ground tank is going to town. GuMiho, oh, he's going to try and kite back. Siege Tank gets some great shots. Queens will kill it from the high ground, but GuMiho gets off creep and is able to really take some amazing trades. 1-1 just completing now for both players, pretty much at the end of that engagement. So it was +1 attack versus just +1 carapace. So pretty much even upgrades during that whole duration, but more and more creep getting cleaned up. Nice target fire on the active tumors. GuMiho is able to get up into the medevacs. Very nice trades from GuMiho so far. He is doing an excellent job in this game number 2. And he is way up in supply right now. Serral's only on 66 drones. He has not been able to explode in economy the way he wanted to. Ooh, Hellbats are going to be able to tank here a little bit, but a nice wraparound from Serral. Still, GuMiho. Ooh, can he clear that tank up on the left side? Yes, he will be able to get that. GuMiho's reinforcements not able to keep it alive, but he knows that he's got the initiative right now, and he is going to boost these 2 tanks forward. He's using these corners so well for these siege tanks, doing such a good job of mitigating the surface area. Serral. Ooh, he is gearing up for another counterattack. GuMiho continuing to hug the corners with these siege tanks, going so deep with the tank line. Lings on the other side of the map, though, are going to be able to find a lot of damage on this exposed mineral line at the 3rd. Oh, man, Serral. Oh, GuMiho's got no wall at the front. That could be a big problem later. We are going to see the hatchery going down. And once again, Serral is knocked back down to 3 bases. He's got another base on the bottom right, trying to come up once again. GuMiho did lose some mining time. Oh, this is a big counterattack. This could be so scary. With no wall. Oh, that's a lot of Marines. They're going to try and get behind the mineral line. GuMiho, oh, nice job. He's using Marines. He's kind of just leaving them in chokes. Even though he doesn't have a full wall, that was some excellent crisis management from GuMiho. Meanwhile, GuMiho on the front line, scanning again. Going to clear out some more of this creep. Liberators will be able to cover the tanks. 2-2 for GuMiho is going to complete, as well as... Actually, right now, it's Serral with a small upgrade advantage. Oh, and that's a lot of Ling Bane. The lack of the wall at the natural could be lethal. GuMiho is going to be in some trouble here. Serral, oh, he's going to get the wraparound on these Lings, on these Marines, but the target fire on the Banelings is brilliant from GuMiho, and that just saved his bacon in a huge way. Serral could have potentially just camped the production right there, or gotten massive economic damage, but an excellent fight from GuMiho. Great target fire. Ooh, both players going to finish up their 2-2 now. Serral really under pressure. GuMiho, oh, going to have these units getting jumped, but a good quick hot pickup will get back into the medevacs. The creep is really starting to get hampered here. Oh, another counterattack coming on in. Still no wall is hurting GuMiho so much, but he is doing a great job of dealing with this. And now a queen goes down. Ooh, that depot top hat will get lifted. Serral, if he can click that depot, he can get through and cause some massive damage. He's already killed a lot of SCVs, but on the other side of the map, we are seeing the Marines sprinting forward. They're going to try and find more and more value. 16 SCVs have gone down, but Serral is starting to fall behind in economy. 3-3 starts up. Oh, the Banelings. Idiot Banelings. Connect. Kill. Oh, GuMiho stacks up the SCVs and makes the Banelings' job even easier. 34 SCVs have gone down. GuMiho's economy is now in tatters, but can he keep the pressure up? He's still got a little bit of momentum on the front lines, and the creep is not great for Serral. Serral's Lings are going to wrap around on these tanks in the backfield, though. Ooh, can he get both of them? Yes, he will get both. And a lot of the Marines go down. Some of them did get into the medvacs, though. Both players are on... Well, I mean, Serral's on a much better economy, but it's not like he's mining a ton. Actually, he's mining a lot of minerals. But he's actually still broke on minerals. Couple of medevacs to just skate by the Queens. Another counterattack at the third base. Oh, Mules just dropped. The medevacs are going to heal up the SCVs, and that actually might be enough to keep that mineral line alive. And yes, it will. Well, actually, lose some Marines more than anything. A couple of drones transferring. GuMiho is really trying to drive this one in. He is actually very close to finding an excellent position that could teeter this game in his favor. Oh, Banelings. Nope, it's going to be fine. GuMiho finding more and more creep as Serral tries desperately to re-spread it. There are so many Queens here, but off creep they are so ineffective. Ling's going to swing it from the back again, but it is going to be costly here for Serral. However, he still does get one of those tanks. The one on the high ground is covered by the Marines. Ooh, Transfuse is keeping the Queens alive, but they are starting to run a little bit low on juice. Baneling count is still quite high, but oh, nice cleanup from Serral. Wraps around from the back, gets that last tank, and he has bought himself a lot of space, but it is GuMiho once again hitting on the front line, hitting on the left. Serral is trying desperately to deal with this. He will be able to clean up this army on the right side. More reinforcements from GuMiho coming on in. GuMiho about to finish up his 3-3. Oh, the Banelings just barely not able to connect with the Marines on the left side. This is such a wild game already. 24 SCVs, and somehow GuMiho is continuing to keep the pressure up. We do have that creep tumor on the high ground, providing vision for the Queens. That creep tumor just at the edge of your screen was MVP right there. Serral is still in some trouble, though. GuMiho is finding a position where there was only one Bane. Serral desperately trying to morph in more Banes, but GuMiho is keeping the pressure on. He's got so many medevacs to keep those Marines alive. And with 3-3 versus 2-2 now, and no adrenal glands, no 3-3 on the way for Serral, GuMiho's Marines are going to trade very well. He gets up into the main base, will find an opening on the front line. The Queens not able to transfuse. A lot of them going down there. Only one high energy Queen remaining. Lings and Banes trying to flood forward. Serral is going to get some good connections, but it is that drop in the main base that is still alive. It will drop back down to the low ground, starting to find some drones. GuMiho. Oh, Serral is counterattacking on the other side of the map, but GuMiho is actually starting to pick off drones of his opponent. Serral is still close to holding, but he hasn't held yet. And now his economy is starting to suffer a little bit. We do see a counterattack on the other side of the map. Still no wall in the main. Oh, some of the counterattack does get intercepted, but the rest of it will get into the natural expansion. Marines are actually going to ignore it and continue to go forward. Oh, the Marines in the main base. If they could target down the spawning pool, that would be huge. Serral really doesn't have the time to rebuild that, and it is getting targeted down. It will fall. And that means no more Lings for a very long period of time. Serral needs to rebuild that instantly. Oh, Lings on the third base are going to find so many mules and SCVs. GuMiho is on no workers now. It is going to be one SCV, no, two SCVs remaining. Serral showing mercy to half the economy of GuMiho. The Lings, though, they're not able to get in on top of the Marines. Serral is starting to float so much money because he has no spawning pool. He can't produce. GuMiho, has he done it despite all of this? Despite everything, the lack of a spawning pool could be lethal. 22 larvae and no way to spend it. GuMiho, is he doing it here in game number 2? I can't believe what we're watching. The Marine in the choke, holding the line like Leonidas in his Brave 300. More Marines sprinting forward on the right side. GG, and GuMiho evens the series at 1 apiece. All right, here we go. Game number 3. Spawning up the top left. Not able to make it happen there. But so close. It is Basilisk Serral in the blue. And his opponent. What a play. It is GuMiho. He turned on the Jets in a huge way in that game number 2. What a showing. He was in so much trouble and absolutely turned that game on its head. Even with that, Serral was actually holding, almost made it happen. But it was the death of the spawning pool that ended up being lethal there. Unfreaking real. Now look at this. We've got a proxy 2-racks, but there's a gas, a very quick gas. Is this going to be proxy 2-racks Reaper? That is... It looks like that might be what we're seeing here. Looks like that might be what we've got. Proxy 2-racks Reaper. Now, this is interesting. Dragon Scales is a map with a huge main base. And yeah, there we go. First Reaper coming on in. What's it going to be behind this? What is it going to be behind this? That is my big question. Overlords for Serral. Oh, they're not going to cross the map. So, and they did not stay on the left side. This is actually such a nice move from GuMiho because the current standard meta for Zergs is to usually send one Overlord across the map. One Overlord stays at home. Sometimes they'll look around, but you always send one of your Overlords back to the natural. You never go to this left side. So this first Reaper has a lot of potential to get a lot of damage. And will get a nice grenade right here. As Serral, you got to look at this and you got to say, okay, this can really only be one thing. Wow, I can't believe that Spore Crawler Morph is actually able to get down. Nice spores. Nice job right here from Serral. Now, it is still 3 spores that had to be produced. That's a lot of money tied up right now. And, of course, the queens are delayed. Ooh, self-inflicted grenade. Not what you want to see. But lings are starting to fall. We're actually going to see 3 lings going down very quickly. Spore Crawler, okay, does get canceled. We do see a spine coming on out, and the queen, oh, a queen is going to get grenaded, taking a lot of grenades, actually. GuMiho with some good Reaper control. Oh, does have the healing interrupted on 2 of the Reapers. Good target fire. Serral actually splitting up the target fire on purpose. We still have Reapers being produced. There is a factory on the other side of the map. Oh, if GuMiho can get that creep tumor. He doesn't see it, though. Oh, if he could have gotten that creep tumor, that would have been huge. Drones in the natural. Well, they are going to get... one of them gets sniped, the other 2 turning into an extractor. GuMiho, this is really dedicated. He is staying on one base for a long time. Obviously, extractors want to cancel. GuMiho is looking for that. If he can hold this position during this whole time... Serral? Okay, he does get the cancel. Good job. Spine Crawler on the left side is going to be good here. The Reaper count is continuing to grow, and one of these queens is very low on HP. There's no third... Actually, there's no 3rd or 4th queen. Nope, no, there is a 3rd queen. What am I saying? It just popped. There's no 4th queen, though. Serral does have a drone on the right side. I don't know that he realizes yet. Okay, he does now see that there's a command center on the high ground, but it is a big commitment from GuMiho. He is going for it. He is absolutely going for it. We are going to see a... We're going to see a floating barracks coming on in. The Reapers will go back home. GuMiho so far with a perfect game, technically. Oh, that'll... Okay, that's transfuse. Yeah, oh, well, not just technically. I mean, yeah, he hasn't lost any units. Oh, BC! He knows that the Overlord came in from the top right. It is never going to look up in that top right location. Oh, that's so smart from Gumi. And now it's going to be Viking coming on out to clear out this Overlord. Do we see a second starport? As Serral, the thing is, like, he's only on 3 queens. There's actually not a lot that deals with this. We are going to see the Spine Crawler taking a lot of damage. The Reapers might just kill it with the help of the Hellions. Look at how much damage it's taking, and he has to go up to the high ground. Barracks going to provide vision to go after this Spine Crawler. That Barracks is MVP right now. Serral has lost an Overlord on the other side of the map, so he is supply blocked currently. And now with this many Reapers, you can just deny this base. Serral can't prevent it from going down. BC is coming on in. This is looking so good for GuMiho right here. Serral is supply blocked at 60. He's going to have to cancel this base. No, no, no. Oh, GuMiho, don't do it. Just kill the base. Just kill the base. That's your target. Transfuse is not available. These queens are off creep, and there it is. He gets the kill. Such a strong position now for GuMiho. GuMiho is looking so good in this grand finals. Ooh, I don't know about pushing up this ramp, though. There's a lot of transfuse, a lot of queens. He's already gotten what he needed to done, but even getting transfuses right now is a big deal with this battlecruiser on the way. There are 5 queens out for Serral. Serral going to try and go... he's adding on 2 more gases and a Roach Warren and a layer, but like Serral's in such an uncomfortable position. What has Serral seen at this point?
Our forces are under attack.
He certainly hasn't seen the BCs. He's got no idea. Second starport coming on in. There it is. GuMiho adding on Yamato. Is he going to wait for more BCs, or is he going to instantly send this one across the map? That's the question. We are going to see the Reapers just being covered by the Hellions. There's only 2 Hellions, and at a certain point, you got to wonder where's the rest of what GuMiho has. But this has already been such a chaotic game. Spore Crawler in the main base is going to go down instantly. The Queens were drawn into the main. There's only 5 Queens, and one of them getting very low on HP. There's no transfuses. There is a counterattack on the other side of the map, but we're seeing drones starting to fall. Lings are going to be dealt with. The wall wasn't complete, but he didn't even need it. The Spine Crawler went down. I think GuMiho's got this one. Serral does have roaches popping out. Is that going to be enough to guard this, though? There's only 2 roaches. The grenades are going to kill 2 of the roaches off. A third one joins up to the fight, but the drones are getting absolutely pummeled. This build from GuMiho is so sick. He is doing such a good job right here. The Reapers are one-shotting drones. Just now he gets below the count to one-shot them, but 15 drones have gone down. Serral is in so much trouble. It is 5 queens, but it's only 2 bases. It's only 2 bases. Serral is about to be on a 3rd base, but it's also about to be 3 BCs. Well, it's actually about to be 2 BCs. First BC doesn't have full HP, but it does have its teleport off cooldown. There's no creep to guard this. And now with a second BC teleporting, this is going to die this base. This might actually just checkmate Serral here. Oh, Yamato Cannon on the Queen. Serral says, no, I'm not giving you the satisfaction. He will tap out, and GuMiho takes game number 3. All right, here we go. Game number 4. Spawning down in the bottom right, finding himself up in this series. Up in the grand finals, it is GuMiho in the red. And his opponent saying, I think you might be thinking about a proxy Rax. For Basilisk, it is Serral in the blue. And that game got out of hand pretty quickly for Serral. The Reapers were extremely effective. Everything about that build from GuMiho was just awesome. Just so cool. The Proxy Rax Reaper got some great value. Really just start to finish, GuMiho had everything go the way that he wanted. And even the fact that he was paying attention to where the Overlord was going through in his main base during all of the chaos. The fact that he built the command center on the high ground, I think, was really smart as well, because he knew that he wanted to focus everything on the attack. Serral, I mean, that's going to be a tough one to recover from mentally, but I kind of do like that he tapped out as soon as the second BC teleported, and specifically as soon as the Yamatos came through. He knew that he had to chill. We're going to see Serral once again. Oh, he tried to stack up the drones. Wasn't actually able to stack them up, but they will stack up on this one patch anyways. So he's doing the same opener he did in game number 1 with the gasless setup and the very quick extractor trick 15 hatch. And it looks like, yeah, there's a lot of benefits from this, for Serral. And specifically sneaking a couple of Lings across the map is pretty cool. That is actually really cool with this setup. I like it a lot. And GuMiho, I mean, he skipped the SCV scout once more, but he is keeping the Reaper at home, and Serral will see that with the Overlord. Also very important because GuMiho went for the reactor straight up, so it's going to be very fast reactor Hellions here. Serral, did sneak these links to the top right. If he sees the Reaper, he can sneak into the natural. Oh, it's going to be 2 Marines behind us again. Okay, cool. So similar opener to how he set up in game number 1, but a little bit different. Just a slightly different way of getting there, but same concept with the quick Marines. And that's actually going to be very handy, particularly against these links. Meanwhile, fast tech lab. And it looks like it might just be a Marine Cyclone drop once again. Lings are going to... Well, they're going to get jumped a little bit here. Oh, but they will... At least one of them gets away. However... Oh, GuMiho could have run it down with the Reaper. He decides not to. Meanwhile, quick Roach Warren coming in from Serral. I wonder what the play is going to be with that. Oh, wow. Very quick second gas as well. Still no Ling speed. What has GuMiho seen so far? He saw the 3rd hatch. Okay. Creep spread from Serral is... I mean, it's not very far, but it's already 3 tumors, and that's another big benefit of this Extractor Trick 15 hatch. It is pretty strong. It is pretty strong in terms of how it starts up your creep, how it starts up your economy. I like it a fair bit. Here comes this Cyclone drop. We already saw the barracks went forward for the snipe. We do have a quick Raven here from GuMiho. That's pretty cool. That is very cool. Serral. Oh, he doesn't actually see it. He will see one of the Marines unload. Reaper on the 3rd base is just acting as a distraction. But this Cyclone and Marine setup, he's going to be able to find... Oh, can he get the kill on the Queen? Yes, he can. And he actually gets 4 drones as well for just a single Marine and that Reaper that was used for distraction. That's an amazing little start for this drop. He sees the roaches too, which is a little bit funky to see. Serral will force this to... Look at that. Kind of a funny little just quick shift click back. Serral this time, by the way, is not going to be caught off guard by the Cloak Banshees the way he was in game number 1. He sees them coming. He's going to be able to get those spores up in time. Oh, but Hellions on the 3rd base. This is actually the same thing that happened in game number 1. And in fact, this is going to be a lot of damage coming in on Serral. Oh, the barbecue is on. 12 drones fall. Oh, a couple of sloppy rallies on the next set of Hellions. He does manage to get them out. That was still extremely good for GuMiho. But this, I mean, look at the worker count. Serral is actually still on an amazing worker count relative to what GuMiho's got. Is it? It's double Raven. No, wait, it was, wait, hang on. He faked Cloak. Oh, he actually did. He canceled the Raven, built a Banshee, is now rebuilding the Raven, but has faked Cloak. And Serral did build these spores that he didn't want to build. That's pretty cool. That is pretty nifty from GuMiho. But I still feel like Serral comes out of this in a very good spot. Yeah, I still feel like Serral comes out of this in a good spot. Very quick infestation pit, by the way, from Serral. And once again, he's going for the 1-1. 1-1 Roach. But what's it going to transition into? GuMiho just getting up to his 5-rack setup for now. Man, GuMiho is throwing all kinds of curveballs at his opponent. And Serral, this time he is really dialed in his game number 4 and is really being a lot more diligent with his scouting. That is what we have praised Serral for so long throughout his career. And it feels like he struggled a little bit in the first, I would say even the first 3 games. Even though it's 2-1, he was in a really rough position in game number 1. And it could very easily have been 3-0 for GuMiho going into this 4th game. But Serral is dialing things back in a little bit. He is going for a very quick Hive, quick Hydra Den. So it's the same setup for Serral as game number 1. GuMiho, good timing on the armory. I think it's pretty much perfectly timed as far as I can tell. Maybe about 5 seconds late, but we'll see. Dropping the main base, he does have stim. But with 3 roaches and a queen, good job from Serral. He'll deflect. Excellent defense. Nice spotter overlord on the top side. And the creep spread on the bottom side is really getting out of hand. Considering the fact that there's a Raven, GuMiho is kind of struggling to keep the creep back. Does manage to get all of those tumors. There we go. There's the 2-2 starting on up. Very quick from GuMiho. Good job. And second factory as well. Does need to complete this wall. That's a funny little wall on this base, but I kind of do like it. Serral adding on the Hydras as well as the Lurker Den. Is he going to go for the same setup he did before with the fast Carapace and the +1 melee, or will it be 2-2 for the Roach Ravager Hydra Lurker? Basically just the ranged upgrades. We'll see in a moment. Hasn't started them up yet. Changeling does look for the army, sees that a lot of it is at home, and Serral's going to know that, yeah, I can kind of chill. Looks like Serral wants to prioritize the Lurker upgrades and a couple Lurkers over the actual attack upgrades, which I don't hate, honestly. There it is. There's the +1 melee. So it should be the +2 Carapace behind this. Oh, Raven. He needs to clear out all these active tumors, but he's not going to be able to get them. Serral will cover with the roaches, and this creep is really starting to get out of hand. GuMiho has played such a good series, but it feels like he is starting to maybe run out of momentum. And Serral, if anything, he's playing better in this game number 4 than he was in the previous games of the series. He has tightened up everything very nicely. We do see a Viper in production. Scan comes in here. Raven does have full energy, so anti-armor missiles will be quite strong. And of course, he doesn't need the scans to clear creeps. That's what the Raven is for. Ooh, Roach counterattack on the bottom side. There is a siege tank in position, and there is a sensor tower that spots this. GuMiho is getting his 4th base during all this, and it's a planetary. He did run into some problems, GuMiho, that is, building his 5th base on location a bunch of times and having it canceled multiple times. But hopefully he won't do that this time. 2-2 is going to complete here. We got adrenal glands coming on in. Lurkers are, they're a little bit exposed, but the Roach army will get back in position. There's no adaptive talons this time. And with the detection from the Raven, the anti-armor missile as well. Ooh, that's a lot of energy on these Vipers. Siege tanks are going to have to spread very nicely. It's going to be very important that they don't clump for the blinding clouds. We've already got 2 of them kind of stuck together a little bit here. Lurkers on the left side will reburrow. Oh, that's some big Lurker spines coming on in. Nice abduct on one of those siege tanks. And the Lurker on the high ground is going to get some really nice value. Reburrow coming in from Serral, but he will lose this one Lurker. Big Lurker spines on the right side. But GuMiho is pushing forward. He's got a pretty strong pushing position. And the Vipers, I think, are out of energy. Nice dodge in the throws of Biles. Okay, there we go. There are the Vipers in the back. GuMiho trying to push forward desperately. Serral will get a nice abduct on one of those tanks. There's one more abduct ready to go at the moment. GuMiho needs to really push the issue, but he can't afford to keep the tanks clumped. They are so clumped up right now. They're kind of struggling to reposition a little bit. There we go. There's not really a spread. Another abduct comes on in and we'll grab 2 more tanks. And the longer GuMiho sits here without actually killing the base, the worse this becomes. Anti-armor will come on in on the Roach Hydra, but I think too much bio's gone down, and Serral is going to wipe out the army. He's going to wipe out the position, and he is going to take a huge lead in this game. Honestly, at this point, if GuMiho GG'd, it wouldn't be outlandish. He does have 3-3. He does have 4 bases. But that was a lot of army that just went down. Still, GuMiho is going to stay in the game, and I don't blame him. He's getting a Ghost Academy. He does have a... Well, now he's building a 5th command center. He definitely wanted to end the game with that push, though. There is no doubt of that, and Serral was able to get the cleanup. Oh, man, so many tanks went down. It's even resources lost. It's actually ahead for Serral. And that is something you cannot afford as the Terran player. That is for damn sure. Lurker will get taken out on the top side. Yeah, 8 lurkers, but 9 siege tanks have died. GuMiho adding on Vikings. That's going to help out against the Vipers. And he does finish off this base from earlier. If he could have disengaged before and still gotten this base now, he would have been in a much better position. 3-3 is going to complete for GuMiho, but the tech advantage for Serral is significant right now. Oh, another great abduct right there. Grabbing one of those siege tanks. Oh, we're going to see one more abduct. No, it's going to be a blinding cloud, which is even better. He gets it as the tank finishes sieging. That was the perfect time to cast that blinding cloud. Meanwhile, attack on the bottom side is starting to find some value, but it is this attack on the top right that is really continuing to push. Snipes having to be used for roaches is not what you want. Sensor tower goes down. Command center not going to be canceled. Yeah, I think Serral might have locked down this game. Oh, just looked back in time for the lurkers to get some big kills. Yeah, it looks like we're heading to game 5 on even Stevens at this point. Serral is going to disengage. GuMiho, once again, he's going to stay in this game, and I don't blame him. This is the grand finals of ESL Masters Summer. Ooh, those lurkers are in a good position, though, and the bio is so funneled in. He didn't lower the depots, and that means he gets absolutely meat grinder. And with that, Serral will solidify game number 4. All right, here we go. Game number 5. Spawning up at the top left. Sending out an early SCV. It is GuMiho. In the red. Looks like it's going to be for that low ground depot. So he's going to try the 2-Rax Reaper play. And his opponent spawning down on the bottom right. For Basilisk, it is Serral. In the blue with a great game number 4. Great game number 4 from Serral. GuMiho, okay, it is not going to be your run-of-the-mill 2-Rax Reaper. In fact, he's gone gas first. Oh, and look at this barracks positioning. Oh, this is weird. This is so weird. What is GuMiho going for here? Huh. This is really, really interesting. Serral did go for the Eric opener. This is now the 3rd time he's done this series. Really showing a lot of faith in this build, in this opener. And I like it. I like it quite a bit. It's a cool way to play. It is certainly good against proxies, especially the way Serral is playing it with the super delayed gas. This time, though, he does build the gas at the more standard timing. The main problem, because this does actually have a small drawback, specifically against proxies, is that you don't get the second Overlord looking around the map. That is a little bit unfortunate. However, Serral, he did go for the relatively quick second Overlord with this extractor trick setup. Serral is going to see, okay, you've got a low ground. Oh, look at this wall from GuMiho. He's going to drop the reactor here. Oh, this is a cute wall. Really cute wall, but since it's on the low ground, I'm looking at it from a purely functional standpoint. I like the way he's planned this out. However, the wall is vulnerable, really vulnerable. Serral has not yet tried to cheese GuMiho, and if he does, that wall may get tested in a very unpleasant way for the Terran player. The other thing is, because he went gas first, he's not going to have a quick... he's not going to have a quick Marine. Unless, of course, he does... Okay, yeah, he's going to go for the quick Marines off this. Okay, cool. Serral will see this, though. And that's the disadvantage of this setup, is that you've shown everything. However, the advantage for GuMiho, the big advantage of this right now, is that there is no... pardon me. There is no indication as to whether this will be like a 2-base all-in or something. Because usually the indication for that is that there's a big depot wall off at the front. So GuMiho is coming out with some cool plays to try and misdirect. Serral, ooh, he's going for the quick layer here. This could be pretty nifty. This could be pretty nifty here. And there it is. There's the Roach Warren. So this might be the big queen drop play. Oh, Serral going to take the high yield gas base. Wait a minute. This is misplaced. This is... Hang on. Is this misplaced on... It's one hex to the left, but did Serral do this on purpose to get closer to the high yield gas? Because if he's going for like a really dedicated all-in play, that might actually be on purpose. Meanwhile, GuMiho going for a mine drop here. And he is going to add on a siege tank. Yeah, I'm pretty certain that this is one hex off of center for the mineral mining. But it will make it a little bit closer for the rich Vespine geyser. No, there's no way you would do that on purpose. I think that's just a mistake from Serral. But GuMiho, he's going to get the cancel. So it's kind of all a moot point anyways. That's really nice for GuMiho. That is an amazing pickoff. But he does need to be mindful of this two-base roach play. He's got the siege tank at home, though. That's going to be good. Ooh, Overlord gets picked off. That's a nice find. Widowmine does get a good shot on the roach. And good job from GuMiho to recognize, like, hey, I'm not going to kill this without a little bit of extra damage. So he snipes down the one roach with the Marines. Widowmine did go down, so it's still a trade. And it's actually still a flat trade. Ooh, Viking will not be able to get the cancel on this Overseer. Overseers do not... Or, sorry, Overseer cocoons do not take bonus damage versus Vikings. Changeling does get taken down. There's no indication from GuMiho of what his next level of tech is. There it is. Or not next level of tech. Next move in the game is. It is going to be a third CC, though. Serral, he is making quite a few roaches. He's only on 43 drones. No Overlord speed. Oh, but he does have roach speed done. What does GuMiho have? He's got... Uh-oh. He's got 2 tanks, but if he moves out... Ooh, this could be really bad for him. GuMiho does see the move out through the middle of the map. Okay, he's going to move forward. This is a little funky. GuMiho, he should not be pushing. No, he should not be pushing. Serral's economy is in not the greatest position. Hang on, was this base always in the right place? It might have been. Oh no, the corrosive pile's on the siege tank. The army is gonna get swamped. Why was GuMiho on the map? He saw so many roaches and he just decided to attack anyways. He was only down 4 workers while getting a 3rd command center. I think Serral might just kill him right here. There's only 1 tank left now. Ooh, it is gonna get a good shot on these roaches. But there's 3 Ravagers here, and that's going to be enough to 1 bile down this tank. There it goes. I think Serral's going to just kill him. Corrosive Biles. Oh, one of them did miss on that siege tank in the back, but I don't think it matters. He's just going to wait for 2 more Ravagers. And I think Serral's just going to kill him. GuMiho had no business being on the map with that army. There it is. Last tank goes down. GG is going to get called, and Serral will put himself on championship point. All right, here we go. Game number 6. Spawning up at the top right with a cool build. But he didn't recognize the game state. It is GuMiho in the red. And his opponent spawning down in the bottom left for Basilisk. It is Serral in the blue. And for now, this is now the 5th of 6 games. Serral is going for the extractor trick hatch first. Wait, no, he's not. What am I saying? Oh, no, he extractor tricked, built the Overlord, and now builds a pool first. Okay, never mind. What am I saying? I didn't even notice the Overlord. Oof, that is wild. But command center first. GuMiho is going to have a great build order advantage here in this one. Going to have a great build order advantage. Serral seems to be convinced that GuMiho is going to go for a proxy at some point because that's what GuMiho does in a lot of these online tournaments. He plays so much proxy 3-racks Marine. And as Serral, I can't blame you for just expecting that, but good on GuMiho for using his reputation. Using his reputation to such fantastic effect. And this is now the 2nd game in this series where he has gone command center first. And he's going to get away with it. Absolutely. Very cool. Very cool stuff. Now, Altitude is a huge map. And as such, it's going to be a good map for Zerg. Absolutely. But certainly not unplayable for Terran. It is difficult to deal with counterattacks and run-bys and the like, but that's kind of true on a lot of big maps. Altitude, though, it's a little bit more. It's a little bit more common than that. Now, Serral, he did open up with the 6 lings. Fortunately for GuMiho, though, of course, he is going for the Reaper. Now, if Serral sees that it's Command Center first... Okay, no, GuMiho should get the wall. Factory, yeah, that is going to be a full wall. And it's the SCV from the low ground, so it's even technically pretty safe. Serral does get in on top of this factory. Oh, nice splitting of the lings, but the Reaper will pop out. And... yeah, GuMiho is going to be able to deal with this. This is already a really great start for Gumi. And Serral going to lose 1 ling. How many lings in total? He might actually lose all of them. He needs to split them, like, right now. At the very least, he's going to lose... Oh, juke from Serral. Nice job.
We could use some help here.
GuMiho. He's able to kill off 4 of the lings. Oh, make it 5. Actually, almost getting all 6. As Serral momentarily darted back in. If GuMiho checks the left side, that would have been so nice. But Serral will be able to dart back in here. Ooh, this Marine's got to be a little bit careful, but... oh, can he snipe the SCV? Yes, he can. That's actually... that's pretty big. Getting that SCV. Because Serral had not gotten any value with these lings up to that point. But... he is able to snipe down that SCV. That's good stuff from Serral. Still, GuMiho comes out of this with a nice little advantage in the early game. And it will be a fast 3rd CC behind this. Not the fastest possible, but it's going to be very darn quick. Serral, 3rd hatchery is well on the way. I do want to point out, I actually do think maybe that the hatchery in the middle was correctly placed on Altitude or Neo-Humanity in game number 5. It just really looked like it was out of place to me. I don't actually think that it was, maybe, but like it looked like, it really looked like it was to me. But sometimes the eyes just play tricks on you. Will be Viking first. Serral already did scout. And once more, GuMiho is going with the fake cloaked Banshee. And God, this is such a good decision from GuMiho to go for this after game number 1. We are going to see the Reaper in the main base. Ooh, looking for a kill. Won't be able to get it. Will get cleaned up here. Man, GuMiho was looking so promising in this series after game numbers 2 and 3. Game 2, he really turned on the Jets with that bio play. But now he is switching things up. He's going for mech to try and break the momentum of Serral. Serral has won 2 games in a row and has actually looked better in the 4th and 5th games than he did in the first 3, I would say. Oh. We are going to see the Ling getting roasted. We'll see that there's a few Hellions. Drones are coming out for Serral en masse, and he's building a Baneling nest. This is the first time GuMiho is going mech in this series. Serral is going to need to identify. He drops the double Evo. He definitely doesn't know that it's mech yet. Raven is going to move forward here. Will be able to clear out a good amount of creep. That's quite nice for Serral, and it will be battle mech at least to start. But very quick double armory means that there's probably going to be a quick transition. It's not going to be a huge commitment to battle mech. Will likely just be battle mech to try and gain map control, do the best he can, and then go from there. Okay, at this point, if Serral sees these additional Hellions, he should be able to put the pieces together that it's probably mech. Regardless, though, Serral is going for the 1-1 Lings. Now, at this point, is this enough to figure it out? We are going to see maybe a dive into the natural expansion. Serral... oh, he's going to try and get in on top of these Hellions, but the Hellions get great surface area. They're going to find some amazing value. The body block! The Queen on the ramp is so clutch from Serral. That's a potentially championship-saving move right there. 7 drones have fallen, but this would have been so much worse if those Hellions get in the main base. That was the clutchest of clutch blocks. Amazing stuff right there from Serral. And with the Reaper having gone down earlier, GuMiho wasn't able to grenade that out of the way. That was still a good trade for GuMiho, but it could have been a game-winning trade. 30 lings and 7 drones probably would have been so many more drones than that. Probably would have been like 20 to 25. And maybe even more lings as well. Overseer, by the way, does scout this. Serral electing not to cancel his Carapace. Despite the fact that it's mech, Carapace is not what you want against mech, but when it's so far along, it does still provide a little bit of value against Hellions and Hellbats and against Cyclones on their auto attack. It's really not good against like Thors and Banelings on the right side will get, they will get cleaned up. Yeah, it's really not going to add much value against Thors and siege tanks, but against the more basic units, well, not even basic units, the cheaper units, the battle mech units, it is going to be at least better than nothing. Serral, he's heading on an infestation pit. Is it going to be swarm hosts here? Or is it going to be for a very fast hive? GuMiho is on 76 SCVs, and he's taking a 4th command center very quickly. There's that +1 missile. Should see +2 melee, most likely. Yeah, there we go. The thing is, this is still better than nothing. Ooh, Hellion drop into the main base. Blue Flame Hellion's going to find some good value here. 7 drones already going down. GuMiho going to morph the Hellbats. There are roaches here. It's just a little bit of harassment. It's just looking to slow Serral down. There's no... Oh, 1 Hellbat will get away. Good Spore positioning here. There's no big push with this. Just a little bit of push to clear up some of the creep during all this. Oh, Pathogen Glands coming in. No Swarm Host, in fact. So maybe not realizing that it's such a quick transition into heavy metal mech. But Serral is going to try and figure that out now. Great over... Man, Serral is so good with these overseers. Okay, he sees a tank pop out. Knowing that it's the transition into the heavier mech play is good information. Ooh, Burrow. Is he going to maybe try and use Burrowed Infestors? Yes, he's already got the Neural Parasite queued up here. This is going to be a neat little play. Good job from GuMiho using the Medevac with the Hellbat to watch, well, to keep tabs on the Watchtower. 3 more factories for GuMiho. He's getting ready to gear up into the big mech production. And he's got a really fast 2-2 mech upgrade set up. Once mech gets up to 2-2, like, we are way past the point of mech being vulnerable in this matchup. Sorry, not in this matchup, in this particular game. Ooh, GuMiho, no, he's not paying attention. Will lose the medevac. It's not a big deal, but that was, you don't want to lose that for free. And GuMiho definitely showing some signs of exhaustion at this point, I think. Oh, pretty quick hive and Greater Spire. Barracks does dodge the biles, which is kind of funny. Yeah, 8 factories here, just about all up and running at this point, just getting their add-ons. And with 2-2 completing, I mean, GuMiho might go for a push. He is pretty close to maxed out, and that is a really strong timing once you get up to that 2-2 mech. 3-3. He started up. Doesn't have the gas just yet, but... Man, this looks pretty scary. We see a lot of Ravagers coming in for Serral. He recognizes that there is a big potential attack timing. And he's just going to have to give it this base. GuMiho, this should be a free kill on this 5th base. At this point, as GuMiho, I think you just add on 3-3. You go into Ghosts. Disengage, maybe. Clear up a bunch of creep in the middle. Corrosive Biles will kill one of these tanks. Yeah, don't let Serral pick away at the mech army. I get it. Things are looking good right now for you as GuMiho, but I don't want to see him push in. I want to see him just maybe move around the map and clear out as much creep as he can. But at the same time, if he had moved in, could he have gotten a lot done? There are these bird infestors. More and more Thors being added on here. Oh, cute little move from Serral. Just going to regenerate HP a little bit quicker on these roaches. Of course, they do burrow. They do heal up faster underground thanks to the burrow. Serral going to try and find an opening on this right side base. There's no static defenses here. And that will make this a little awkward. Ooh, we've got Hellbats in the medevacs. That could be a really nice play. Scan comes in, but the Neural Parasite is in play. Now we do see the Hellbat dropping on top of this. Nice interference matrix right there. This is looking pretty damn good for GuMiho right here. Anti-armor missile is going to connect on the Ravagers. I don't know if that was the best usage. Ooh, the Neural Parasite coming on in. Yeah, it would have been so much better if he'd interference matrix that Infestor instead of anti-armor missiling the Roach Ravager. Because then, yeah, if he interference matrices that Infestor right there, he can save the Thor, most likely. We've got 5 Thors coming in at a time. He didn't start +3 vehicle weapons. Oh, no. That is such a huge piece to be missing. GuMiho, he's still in a good position. I still really like his position in this game. And I think Serral is very much on the back foot, but it could have been an even better position. Meanwhile, oh my God, did he kill the base on the... He did. Did he? No, he didn't. Wait, how... Did he just lift it? He didn't kill it. Why is it not? Because he sent it to the top side. Did he just decide he wanted that base instead? Ooh, Thor does get picked off. Nice job from Serral. He's not going to be able to kill that. Oh, cute burrow, though. Does force a scan. Still. Oh, man, these Hellbats in the medevacs. GuMiho is in a really good position. Oh, Neural Parasite, though, on these very exposed Thors. We're going to see the Hellbats trying to drop in to kill the Infestors, and he does manage to get all of them, actually. There's only one Infestor remaining, but with no tanks. Is this the right play? This is so cool. Thor Hellbat with the medevac boost. He is playing this so fast and loose. This is really cool. Look at this little counterattack, though. Serral identifying that this base was exposed from earlier. Still no defenses here. A planetary somewhere would have been so good. Meanwhile, the factory is going to burn down, but Corrosive Biles will get mostly dodged. There's nothing to cover the Thors. It's just Mass Thor right now, and GuMiho's army is super exposed. The Mass Roach Ravager Ling will be able to get some good trades, but GuMiho is still going to be able to get away. That was good for Serral, though, I think. Especially with the fact that he killed a factory and how many SCVs? He killed a good number. Serral, I still feel like this is a tough game for Serral right now. GuMiho definitely feels like he's got a lot going for him. Look at this drop! Oh, but Fungal Growth, Corrosive Bile combo could be bad. Could be brutal, in fact. Scan comes down, does see the Infestors. This is so much value right here. This is 700 resources per medevac Thor combo. 3,500 resources right here. That is almost half the army value of GuMiho in this setup. Oh, BC transition, but Serral's already got a lot to deal with this, and he's getting into his +3 missile. He's already got +3 melee, adding on the +2 carapace, and is getting, well, has the greater spider, but is getting the +2 flyer carapace. We also see the +1 ship weapons coming in from GuMiho. There's +2. Scan comes in here from Gumi. Ooh, counterattack on the right side is going to just find the base completely undefended. Once again, GuMiho, no defenses on an important base. He loses the 5th base basically for free. Serral barely lost anything for that. Oh, GuMiho, he's starting to fall apart a little bit in this series. Serral, with a rotation through the middle, will get scanned, but the Thors are so slow and clunky to reposition, and now Serral's going to get in on top of these 2 factories left over in the middle. Thor's going to try and boost in on top of this, but Serral with the disengage. GuMiho is really starting to struggle here a little bit. Whereas Serral, it feels like he is gaining momentum, if anything. GuMiho needs to put this factory back on the tap collab. Did he lose the barracks? No, he didn't. Not yet. But he's still only on 6 factories. Ooh, we are going to see Corrosive Biles finding 2 of the tanks in the front line. Nice job from Serral. And of course, the watchtower for Serral is so good. He sees the whole army. Oh, now he doesn't. Didn't have that Roach on hold position. Pretty important to do. The neural parasites from Serral. They do represent a lot of threat here. I much preferred it when GuMiho had the Hellbats in the medevacs. Banelings. Ooh, they are going to smash these Hellbats instantly. That's very good for Serral. Corruptors starting to come on in. That will deal with the BCs. Corrosive Vials do grab the front two-line tanks. Nice job from Serral. He is showing such good control and so much patience right now. Ooh, Neural Parasite does grab one of the Thors, but I think he just killed a couple of the Infestors. And there's the blink forward, but the Corruptors are out in time. Corrosive Vials do land on a couple of these units. Nice Neural Parasites on 3 BCs. And now he Yamato's his opponent's Thors. Good dodge on the Yamato Thors, though. But now the BCs are going to go down for for not a whole lot of gain, to be honest. Mostly Serral's gain, if anything. Oh, and more Neural Parasites coming on in. Serral is controlling this army so well. BC did snipe the Infestor, but it already got the value it needed to. And now GuMiho is going to have these 2 Thors. They will get away, but I don't think there's enough on the ground. Maybe, actually, Serral's ground army did get melted. Oh, okay. GuMiho, I think you should just click down the hatchery and get the hell out of Dodge. Just do it. Click it. Click it and leave. Click it and leave while you still can. Serral is going to be remaxing here. He's actually not even going to click the hatchery, and he will lose these last few units. Serral gets a massive cleanup. GuMiho, I think, overconfident in his position. He did blink to the left side with one of these BCs, and he's able to put a lot of damage in the hatchery, but he's just going to lose the BC now. And now it is Serral on the counterattack. This is an orbital command, not a planetary. Serral is in now total control of this game. He kills the base on the ground. Oh my goodness, GuMiho is in such a good position in this series. But it really, really feels like he's run out of steam now. Serral adding on +2 air just now for his Corruptors. He's already on 1-1. It's 2-3 for the BCs. But Serral also has a second Spire. He can start that up. Ooh, Hellbat drop on the left side will find some value. The army of Serral is out of position, but it is going to get the pincer move on the more mobile force. The base will survive. 11 drones do fall, but Serral, he's got these Infestors ready to go. They jump on one of the Thors. Second one. Oh, there we go. There's the Neural Parasite coming in from the back. I was like, why did he neural it? Looks like the Infestor was actually out of position. Funnily enough, the Thor firing at its own medevacs before it gets taken down. Serral is trading so efficiently. He's now out-trading GuMiho. The last little bit has been... I mean, Serral's just been straight up outplaying GuMiho at this point for the last maybe 6 or 7 minutes of the game. GuMiho going to try and open things up with some Hellion run-bys. Are there any static defenses on these outlying bases? Not really. There's potential for GuMiho to get back in here, but I think we might be seeing Corruptors. Yeah, they're caustic spraying down these factories. Oh, this is a big problem for Gumi. Still, Serral loses 10 drones. He loses 2 bases. GuMiho, well, talking about the last couple of minutes and going in favor of one player or another, 2 bases just went down in very short order, and a lot of Corruptors are going to fall. Serral doesn't have the biggest mineral bank, but he does have this base in the top left. GuMiho scans. He sees the Infestors, and he sees the creep here. Oh, man, this game is actually so scrappy. If GuMiho could have kept some of these bases alive, he actually would be in a decent position. But it is Serral who is still maxed out. SCV's falling. The base won't be allowed to land initially. Caustic Spray is about to be back off cooldown. There's a lot of 3-3 Adrenal Gland Lings here. And there's that Caustic Spray. I think this is going to be a dead command center, maybe? Nope. Actually, he's going to back away. Okay. The SCVs were ready to repair, and the Hellions took down the Lings. Still, Road Ling from Serral. He's crossing his T's. He's dotting his I's. He's doing all the right things. Oh, man. GuMiho. It's so cool to see him playing this mech style, and especially with a new flavor on it. But I think Serral is he's just too good. He's just playing too well. Oh, Infestor's coming in from the side. Will Neural Parasite, one of the... Look at this, he locks onto his opponent's Cyclone with his Cyclone now. And now the Thor getting turned against his opponent's army. But a couple of the Infestors do go down to the siege tanks. Corrosive Vials will find the tanks. Oh, actually not clumped up. Doesn't matter. There's nothing to cover them. Serral pushing forward, finding more and more damage with these Roaches, with these Ravagers. GuMiho at this point is struggling to just keep his supply up. He does have this counterattack on the left side. Hang on. Is there anything that deals with 6 PCs? There's only 6 Corruptors at the moment. Wait a minute. Wait just a minute. Nope, 13 Corruptors on the way. GuMiho, though, if he can kill these few Corruptors, can he still make a move? The BCs are 3-3. 3-3 BCs against 2-1 Corruptors. Another base goes down. If GuMiho can get back home with this army before the Corruptors pop out. Oh, as I say that, we actually are going to see one of them goes down. Oh, Infestors with Neural Parasite. They are going to get taken out. Corrosive Vials landing on 2 of the BCs, almost knocking them out from full HP, and that should be the decisive engagement right here. GuMiho falling below 100 supply. Serral with some great spellcaster usage. He even kills that BC before it can teleport away. 8 more Infestors being produced. We've got +2 Flyer Carapace about to complete for Serral. Not that he even needs it at this point, but it is going to make these BCs even less effective. Fungal Growth comes on in. Will grab a couple, actually almost all of this Battle Mech army. And Serral, even with this, he's got the gold base Corrosive Bile Fungal Growth combo on the BC. He's going to chain it. He is going to one more, and there it is. There's the Corrosive Biles. Will that be enough? Not quite, but he just needs one more. There it is. Boom. Gets the kill. Man, that almost still went in favor of GuMiho, and he's not even that far down in army supply. With the number of bases that Serral's lost, GuMiho does still have a small chance, but oh, he needs some big... Oh, he needs a big fight. That was a really good one for GuMiho. Fungal Growth does come on on top of the Medivacs. I can't believe this. With how well Serral has played the last little bit and how much damage GuMiho has taken, he has still actually got a real chance in this game. But the Infestor count is so high. And it's going to be so difficult to approach this army for GuMiho. He's still making it look close. Oh, no, no, no. The army's going to sneak up. The Neural Parasites grab 3 of the Cyclones. We see the counter drop on top of it, but it is too little too late. Serral will get the decisive engagement. He will get the dub, and he will take game number 6. And he will be the ESL Masters Summer Yanchaping champion. Very well played from Serral. And if you enjoyed that series, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button. So impressive from Serral. GuMiho put up such a brilliant fight, but it just wasn't quite enough. Thank you very much for tuning in, and we will catch you on the flip side.